Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. This time taking a look at the 1994 Nissan 300ZX version S. This car is known as something different in North America. I don't know what it is yet. The 300ZXs all have different muddled up names and different model years and so on in the EU version, and it makes things very complicated for me trying to build the cars, but there you go. Anyways, of course this one was requested by Emile, as were all of the 300ZXs. This one, a pretty cool racing mod. Very much takes inspiration from the FedEx racing car. You can have it in a choice of red or black. I've decided to go for black on this particular version because this is the naturally aspirated one, which is why it only has 393 horsepower. It does weigh 1221 kilos, front-engined rear-wheel drive. Should be interesting to see how this car gets on. Anyways, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land Trents at the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is a Suzuki called Spike Speed Edition at a set time of 28.209, which this car is very unlikely to beat. But, you know, it would be interesting to see how this gets on. A more interesting comparison would be between this and the 98 version of this car that we've had go around, the 300ZX Turbo, which I believe set a time of a... It'll come to me... Ooh, no. That's not what I wanted. Then set like a time of a 31.7, I think, somewhere around the RX-7 FC and so on. But so far, it's not quick. There is no doubt about that. It is not as quick as, well, even cars like the Alpha 156 we had out last time. You know, this doesn't have much less power than that did, but it feels a hell of a lot slower. The reason I said this car would be interesting is because, you know, these sort of lower powered cars do have potential to do do have the potential to do a little bit better around this course than, you know, the hyper turbo cars, because, you know, some of the cars that aren't the highest powered still do pretty well on this course, because you don't need power on this course really unless it's for the straights, and even then it's got to be controllable power. So yeah, I've spoken about this before, 32.327. Okay, maybe there's some hope for the 300ZX. I was sort of thinking that first. Yeah, it really doesn't like that corner there, no matter what you do with it. I'm trying to sort of avoid using. You might notice I'm trying to sort of use the higher gears, because in first gear this thing feels like it's going to spin. In fact, yeah, it can easily. Or it will easily spin in first gear, so I'm going to leave it in second. While that does mean it might be a little bit slower than if I used first, it does mean that it has more of a chance of actually completing the lap, which is a good thing, of course. It is nice if the car can, you know, do what it sets out to do. We're going to go a little bit sideways. I mean, to be fair, even if it doesn't do any better than this, which there is a chance that it won't, because it doesn't feel like it's really doesn't feel like it's got much more to give, to be honest with you. It feels like it's sort of giving up now, but nope, you've still got 2 more laps left to set the best time you possibly can. Let's see if this will help the car out a little bit more. Better line through that first corner, but terrible one through that second corner. I'll try and get that spot on next time round. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the 300ZX Turbo wasn't a car to write home about either, and neither is this. It feels kind of heavy, it has sliding issues. I'd still probably take this over the Turbo, just because it's a little bit easier to drive, but to be honest with you, it really isn't that much better or worse. Final lap. See if... Okay, a little bit better through there. Although that slide still kind of killed it a little bit. Gonna take a cheeky corner cuts because this car doesn't have the turn-in to really stop it from doing that. Used first gear a little bit there. It was a very terrifying experience. Run to the line. Is it going to be quicker? It is very slightly. 32.293, not a bad time. That's about average for pretty much everything around this course, but yeah, there's certainly some issues with the way this thing drives. Is that Domino's Pizza thing on the side of it? I think it might be. Yeah, it certainly has some issues with the way it drives. Still a little bit better than, I'd say, than the Turbo 300ZX is, of course. We have to wait for well, the Turbo 300ZX of this generation and the non-Turbo 300ZX of the previous one's generation to go around, but 32.293 honestly doesn't feel like it's going to go much quicker than that, and even looking at the time, you know, you can sort of see the best lap really was the final lap, but there we go. Anyways, let's go see where it places on our leaderboard. On to the leaderboard then, and the 300ZX version S94 goes into 57th place with a 32.293, beating out the Spoon Civic, Toyota Supra and Nissan Almera, losing out to the Honda Accord and the Mazda 323F. Interestingly enough, that is about 0.5 seconds down on the turbo version of this car, which we've had around already. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. As always, if you want to request cars, you can do so down below in the comment section or go into the description for a full request list form. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.